Stop. Then on Tchouameni, many questions again after I told you the dream and the reality was the title of my video a few days ago on Tchouameni and Manchester United. Many of you asking me, there are many rumors of Man United returning on Tchouameni. What's the truth? The two problems on Tchouameni remain the same and have not changed so far. One problem is the salary. Tchouameni is on a very big salary and at the moment is financially not what Man United want to do. On the technical point of view, Man United would love Tchouameni. Man United consider Tchouameni a fantastic player, so they would love to go for him. But it's important to say, Real Madrid, as of today, I can confirm this, I can stand by my information, are yet to open doors to an exit of Aurelien Tchouameni.
What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to United Focus. And today we have got some genuinely important clarifications and developments across multiple fronts. There is a significant twist in the Mateus Fernandes saga as Tottenham grow optimistic. Fabrizio Romano has given us the clearest update yet on exactly why Tchouameni remains so difficult to pursue. There is finally clarity on the Rashford release clause confusion, and Onana's situation has been resolved, just not in the direction many expected. Let's get straight into every single detail. Now, this is a genuinely useful, clarifying update from Fabrizio Romano on the Aurelien Tchouameni situation, because it cuts through a lot of the speculation and gives United fans a clear, honest picture of exactly where things stand. Romano addressed the gap between dreams and reality regarding Tchouameni and United directly on his YouTube channel, and he confirmed there are two major obstacles that remain firmly in place. The first issue is salary. Tchouameni earns a significant wage at Real Madrid, and at this stage, that financial commitment simply does not align with United's current plans and budget allocation. This is not really about United's overall transfer kitty. It is specifically about the wage structure United are working within this summer, with significant funds already committed to Ederson and potentially Fernandez or Tonali-level signings. The second issue, and this is the more fundamental one, is that Real Madrid have not opened the door to a potential departure. Romano was crystal clear on this point. As of today, neither United nor the players' representatives have received any indication whatsoever from Real Madrid that Tchouameni could be made available this summer. Now, Romano did leave a door open, even if it is a narrow one. He confirmed that from a football perspective, United rate Tchouameni extremely highly. They consider him an outstanding player and would be genuinely very interested in pursuing the move if circumstances changed. Should Real Madrid's stance shift later in the summer, perhaps if they bring in alternative midfield reinforcements that make Tchouameni surplus to requirements, United would absolutely be prepared to assess the opportunity given how highly they admire him. But for right now, this one is essentially parked. The wages do not fit. Real Madrid have given no signal of willingness to sell. This is a dream scenario rather than an active pursuit at this moment in time. United fans should treat any further Tchouameni links with appropriate caution until something fundamentally changes on Real Madrid's side. In other news, important clarification here from the Daily Mail's Chris Wheeler, because there has been considerable confusion circulating about Rashford's contract situation, and this puts it to bed definitively. Marcus Rashford does not have a £40 million release clause written into his contract. That term has been used loosely in various reports, but Wheeler has clarified the actual mechanics. The £40 million figure is simply a valuation, based specifically on what United quoted Aston Villa at the conclusion of last season's loan spell, back when Villa were the club holding talks about a permanent deal. This is an important distinction. A release clause is a formal, contractually binding figure that any club can trigger to automatically secure a player. What Rashford actually has is United's informal valuation, the number the club has decided they would accept for a permanent sale, communicated to interested parties, but with no contractual obligation attached. And crucially, that £40 million valuation specifically applies to all clubs except United's direct local rivals, Liverpool and Manchester City. If either of those two clubs came calling, United would presumably demand significantly more, given the additional sensitivity of selling a player to a direct rival. We already know Barcelona had the option to sign Rashford for £26 million this year and chose not to exercise it. Tottenham Hotspur are now the latest Premier League club credited with genuine interest in the England international, joining the earlier reports of their interest, alongside Bayern Munich's involvement in Germany. So the picture is now much clearer. £40 million is the realistic going rate for most suitors. Liverpool and City would face a higher bar, and multiple clubs across England and Europe remain genuinely interested as Rashford's World Cup performances continue to shape his eventual market value and destination. Right, let's address this one directly because the situation has shifted significantly and not in United's favour. According to the BBC, Tottenham Hotspur are optimistic of reaching an agreement to sign Mateus Fernandes, with ongoing talks reportedly progressing positively. And here is the key detail that explains why Spurs have accelerated their interest so dramatically. They have failed with an offer to Newcastle for Sandro Tonali and have now pivoted hard towards Fernandez as their primary midfield target instead. Think about what this means. Spurs went for Tonali first. That deal did not happen. Newcastle rejected or priced them out. Rather than walking away from the midfield market entirely, De Zerbi and Tottenham's recruitment team simply redirected all that energy and ambition towards Fernandez. That tells you Spurs are genuinely determined to land a marquee midfielder this summer, regardless of which specific name it ends up being. Manchester United and Paris Saint-Germain remain interested too, so this is now genuinely a three-way battle for one of the most coveted young midfielders in European football. West Ham want around £80 million for Fernandez. Interestingly, roughly the same figure Tottenham had previously offered Newcastle for Tonali. So Spurs clearly have that kind of money readily available and are willing to spend it on a statement midfield signing. The mention of Roberto De Zerbi being apparently a fan of Italian players generally, having shown interest in Tonali first, suggests there is a broader pattern to Tottenham's recruitment strategy this summer. They want a big, technically gifted central midfielder, and they are prepared to move fast and decisively to get one. For United, this is exactly the scenario we flagged as a concern in our last update. Tottenham's optimism here should worry United fans. The personal terms discussions and direct contact United have had with Fernandez camp throughout this process count for something, but momentum clearly appears to be shifting towards Spurs at this specific moment. United need to respond with real urgency or risk losing out on a target they have worked extremely hard to secure over many weeks. Right, significant clarity on the goalkeeper situation, and it has resolved itself in a slightly different direction than some had expected. According to Turkish journalist Tunus Emre Sel on a Spor, Andre Onana will join Trabzonspor on loan for another season, rather than signing permanently this summer as had previously been suggested by some reports. The goalkeeper is said to have accepted all of the Super League club's financial demands following final discussions, and the two parties are now reportedly about to reach a formal agreement on this renewed loan arrangement. What does this mean for United specifically? Onana still has 2 years remaining on his Manchester United contract. With this being a loan rather than a permanent sale, and seemingly without an obligation or option to buy attached, Onana would technically remain a United player beyond the conclusion of this loan period. Now, practically speaking, what is the realistic outcome here? Most likely, United and Trabzonspor revisit this exact conversation again next summer, at which point Onana would presumably be available for a cheaper permanent fee than he would command today, given the additional year that will have passed on his contract and his extended time away from Old Trafford. This is essentially United kicking the can down the road by another 12 months on a goalkeeper who simply has no future in Michael Carrick's plans, with Senna Lamens firmly established as the long-term number one. Not the cleanest resolution, but a sensible enough outcome that keeps Onana playing regular football in Turkey, while United figure out the most efficient way to permanently move him on eventually. Now here is a really interesting development that suggests West Ham are preparing for Somerville's departure, which should be encouraging for United fans hoping to land the Dutch winger. According to the Evening Standard, with Manchester United interested in signing Crysencio Summerville, West Ham have reportedly lined up a replacement for their £50 million rated attacker. Leicester City's Abdul Fatawu is being eyed for a move to the London Stadium, following the Foxes' relegation all the way down to League One this summer. When a selling club starts actively planning their replacement for a specific player, that is one of the clearest signals available that they have accepted a departure is coming. West Ham would not be doing groundwork on Fatawu purely for fun. They are doing it because they expect Somerville to leave and they want continuity in that position. The complication is timing. Fatawu is currently in action for Ghana at the World Cup, which could mean West Ham's move for him does not take place until after his international commitments conclude. Whether West Ham would be willing to let Somerville leave before securing that replacement remains to be seen, but the groundwork being laid is a genuinely positive sign for United's pursuit. Quick but important squad note: United's players will report to Carrington for pre-season from Thursday, July 9th. As is customary in summers following a major international tournament, the squad will begin pre-season as a mixture of senior players and academy prospects. One name confirmed to be involved is JJ Gabriel, continuing reports from as far back as March that United are keen to show him there is a genuine pathway to the first team. Carrick's staff will give him minutes during pre-season to demonstrate faith in his potential. Always worth keeping an eye on young talent being given genuine opportunities to impress during these preparation weeks. Quick update on Ugarte. Team Talk are reporting that both Galatasaray and AC Milan are now genuinely in the running for the Uruguayan, who has failed to make any real impact at Old Trafford and looks highly unlikely to remain at United for next season. With two clubs actively competing for his signature, that competitive tension could help United extract a slightly better fee than they might otherwise have managed. Important given the £25 million threshold required to avoid a PSR-related loss that we discussed previously. Let's bring everything together. Fernandez. Tottenham now optimistic after pivoting from a failed Tonali pursuit. Genuine concern for United. Three-way battle with PSG also involved. £80 million valuation. Tchouameni. Two clear obstacles. Salary does not fit current plans. Real Madrid have given zero indication of willingness to sell. Parked for now would be revisited if circumstances change. Rashford. No formal release clause exists. £40 million is United's informal valuation, except for Liverpool and City. Tottenham now credited with genuine interest. Onana. Loan extension at Trabzonspor agreed in principle, not a permanent sale. 2 years remaining on United contract. Revisit next summer likely. Somerville. West Ham lining up Fatawu as replacement. Positive signal for United's pursuit, though World Cup timing could delay any departure. Ugarte. Galatasaray and Milan both competing. Competitive tension should help United's asking price. This is a window of genuine complexity for Manchester United right now. The Fernandez situation in particular needs urgent attention given Tottenham's growing optimism. United have done excellent groundwork on multiple fronts, but groundwork alone does not complete signings. Decisive action is required, and soon. Make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss how the Fernandez situation resolves. It genuinely could go either way at this point. Smash that like button if you enjoyed today's coverage and drop your thoughts in the comments. Worried about Tottenham's optimism on Fernandez? Happy to see clarity on the Rashford clause confusion. And what do you make of the Onana loan extension? I will see you in the next one.